Well, hey there, and good morning, YouTube. So, today's Monday. I had made a video last night where I just complained for an hour, and I got the, do you want some cheese with that wine comment? Which, I hate when people say that. I, like, when I want to complain, let me complain. So, today I wake up. I had done some removal, ingrown fingernail removal surgery. I cut out both sides of this thumb. I did one side on my swear finger. Um, and this is like the first time of me doing this. Maybe the second when I'm not drinking. Usually, I used to drink a lot of wine when I would do this, which is basically you score it on the top and then you go underneath, you go all the way down, and then rip it out with a needle nose, and it's painful. It's painful. Then you put alcohol on them, and they burn like all hell. Then bandage them up, and then go to sleep, and then they'll heal up, and you're good for a little while. Then they'll grow in, and every one of your extremities is on fire from these ingrown nails being way. They just started doing this when I turned like 53. I had bad toes, and then the toes stopped, and my hands started doing it. So last night, I what I had done was kind of just the top of it. I didn't go all the way down to the base and rip the whole thing out where there was a real lot of blood. I had done that a couple of times since I quit drinking, and then last night I did a couple of full rips. So um, it was a lot of intense pain after I got done with my whining video. So I wake up this morning. The alarm was set early. I was up all night. I was up till probably about 6 in the morning, and then at 9:30 the alarm's going off because FedEx is coming here. So I gotta have this um, security camera on while I play video game and waiting for this mixing board to show up. And when the board shows up, I've got a Walkman, which is a iPod, and a pair of headphones, and I'll plug that in and go through the mixer and test each channel, and see if it's functional. So I've got all of that here. I measured the board. I had to do an extension on the piece of furniture, which is basically a subwoofer with a piece of it's a tall sub that has two 6.5-inch woofers in it, and that's like over here. And I put a board on top of it, almost like a T. Well, I had to extend that a little bit to fit this. So I got all my tools ready to go, and when that FedEx guy comes, I'm going to go and sign for it, come in here, test the mixer, install it, and then when my wife comes home, it should be like not really a big deal. Like we could just plug our instruments in and play. I got makeup brushes to go in between the channels and remove the dust because I know it's dusty, which is a good sign. A dusty board means somebody. Dude, I'm a producer now. I downloaded my cracked copy of Fruity Loops, and I spit my fire over my dope beats. Do you have any poo-poo blasts or apple bites? So yeah, probably just some guy bought this thing, was smoking his weed, and then maybe got caught smoking weed, stopped wearing his hat backwards. The mixer just sat, and then I end up inheriting it, and the rest is history. We're actually playing actual physical instruments with strings on them through the mixing board. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's the best case scenario. And I know that FedEx guy. Like, I probably should go before I go saying all this. Should we go and take a look and see? I can go to shopgoodwill.com. I can go to shipped orders. Here's the board. Here's the tracking number. And now FedEx tracking website is loading. It's saying out for delivery, estimated 9:50 a.m. to 1:50 p.m. So yeah, it's coming from somewhere in Chicago. My guess is it's going to be tomorrow. But uh, at 1:45, this will change, and it will say between 5:40 and 9 p.m. And then at 8:55, it will change and say it's coming for tomorrow. Because usually that's what happens. FedEx is always off by about a day. My beeper's going off. I'm making iced tea. So that's a burner that's boiling water. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk in there, and I'm going to come back. So this is going to take, you guys, I hate to do this to you. You're going to want to hear this story. This is a great story. It's something very unusual that happened here this morning, and I gotta tell you this story. But I don't want to overflow steam and blow out this burner. So yeah, I'm in the kitchen. I just dropped the iced tea into the pot. And I set the timer for 5 minutes. So we've got 5 minutes for me to tell you this story, which is just enough. I'm so sorry, guys, for leaving you here all alone. I'm in here this morning. It's just me and the cat, Kita. So I'm sitting here. I've got the computer on. There's a video on about how Bert Kreischer is a POS. And I'm like, I thought that was Brendan Schaub that was the comedian everyone hates. Now I guess everyone hates Bert Kreischer. So they're like, he's lying about his drug problem. He's a 50-year-old alcoholic, and everyone has heard all of his stories, and his laughter is fake. Plus, he thinks that he's superior to the normies because he's a comedian. He's got a more evolved brain or something. Anyway, I'm sitting here. That video's on. I'm dealing with my morning. And there's a loud noise. It sounded like we had moved some scrap wood around. I've got some large pieces of like finished, not 3/4 ply. It's thick wood. It's like finished thick wood, like what you would make an old bookcase out of. It's like 3/4 and it's thick. It sounded like maybe that. Anyway, this noise goes off, and Kita jumps up in the air and takes off galloping, running away because this noise went off. So I thought he must have stepped on an electrical cord that was running under where we put these boards down and triggered it to fall over. Must have been those boards. So I'm going about my day, and I realize, well, this morning when I woke up, I took 2 ibuprofen and 1 acetaminophen, and I had a stroopwafel and a glass of coffee for my breakfast, and then I need to take my opiate pain relief pills. When I wake up early, I don't like taking those right away. I like to put it off a little bit and then take them. So, get something in my stomach. And so I go to take those opiate pain pills. And I got to go in the mini fridge because that's where my juice is. I take them with juice. I open the door of the mini fridge, and I'm hit with a real strong artificial fruit aroma. This comes flying out. This comes flying out. But it's a tube of ice is sticking. There's ice everywhere falling out. It's all over the carpet. Now I've got a huge welcome rug that's there in that traffic area. So I picked that up and then dumped all the ice into the sink. And then I went and I looked, and inside the fridge there's all these huge chunks of ice. So what had happened, my wife has not been doing her regular maintenance on that fridge. And it has a freezer tray on the top that normally she'll go in there with a hair dryer and melt that and pull that ice out of there. She'll turn the power off and use a screwdriver and chip away and use this hair dryer and get this. It's like the top of the mini fridge has this elbow thing coming down. It's like a little shelf freezer with a plastic door that opens up. Inside of that was this. This is her Waterloo grape 0-calorie sparkling water. This thing exploded. And when it did, the shock of the explosion broke all of the ice that's in that fridge. So this is my wife's method of getting out of doing that chore. She just throws one of her Waterloo grapes there and then skedaddles off to work. And then, boom, that was that muffled explosion that I heard that scared the pants off Akita when he came tearing around the corner. So now it smells like something's burning. All right, yeah, something's burning. Okay, I got it, guys. The burning was the iced tea. I'll be right there. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second. I gotta put sugar in this tea and stir it. So right now I've got a pot of scalding hot iced tea, and I put 2/3 of a cup of brown cane sugar in it, and I'm just whisking that in. It's dissolving, so I'll be there in 5 seconds, guys. So now I'm topping off the iced tea jug with cold water out of the tap. So I've got to fill that up. It's just about full, guys. Give me another minute. Just about full. Okay, it's full. And now I have to put it in the fridge. It's the last thing that I have to do. And then I can come back and join you. So if you just give me another 15 seconds. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay, guys, I'm back. I've got. Oh, what a great video, huh? Here's the last of the iced tea. That's probably all loaded with bacteria. So that's going to be my diarrhea morning tomorrow, I can come on here and be like, yeah, I was all farting and yellowed. So the I when I had done, I went in there and shut the burner. The burner was on high, and I had 12 tea bags, and they were in a bowl. What I had done, I had boiled the water and then shut the burner off and taken the 12 tea bags and put it in the pot, and then set the timer for 5 minutes. And then I pull them out, those into a cereal bowl, put 2/3 of a cup of sugar in the thing, whisk it while it's really hot, and then I dump it into the dispenser, which has about this much cold water in the bottom to catch that really scalding hot tea and bring the temperature down a little bit. Then I fill the pot up again, boil that water, and I use those tea bags a second time. And I'll brew that tea for, you know, 6 minutes. It's a little long, but it makes like a huge, like 4 liters of tea. And so that second time I had set it on high. The buzzer went off. You guys were here. I went in there and clicked it off, and took the tea and hung it, put it in the pot. Well, one of the little paper tags came down and touched the burner, and it was hot enough to ignite that, and it slowly smoldered, and I didn't smell anything until I got up, and then I smelled something's burning. And this is, I'm talking about how my wife blew up a Waterloo. You have to be careful. As an adult, that whole thing of like doing things, trying to do more than one thing at once and leaving things unattended, not advisable. If you're running water, if you have a burner on the stove, you need to be in the room with it. That's the takeaway here. But yeah, the dangerous kitchen. All right, you guys, have a safe day. And don't do what Petey does. All right. Take care and peace.